So the Orioles yesterday, it was not a great Sunday at Camden Yards.
No, it wasn't. We're going to talk about one almost collapse and one definite collapse, and that occurred at Camden Yards. Poor kids. It was Kids' Day at Camden Yards. All the youngsters were out there, and they got to see the bullpen implode. Terrible late-inning collapse for the bullpen, which had not been tested early on this season. They just had their first save courtesy of Felix Bautista on Saturday, but they allowed 5 runs and blew a chance for their first series win, falling in 10 to Toronto, 7-6. They're now just 6-9 on the year. They were up 6-3 after 6 innings, Huber. I thought it was,
you and me both.
I thought they were going to actually win a series.
Yeah, and it took them to extra innings for the loss. And the Masters yesterday went to a playoff, the Masters equivalent of extra innings, but there was no such meltdown in Atlanta.
It was far
or Augusta, not Atlanta. What am I saying?
Augusta. Yeah. Augusta's like another country from Atlanta. But Rory McIlroy held on for his first green jacket. This after leading the final round of a major, many times, including 2014, in which he gagged. I was lucky enough to cover Rory in his first major win. That was the U.S. Open down the road at Congressional Country Club back in 2011. But he and Justin Rose kept choking there at the end, and it was who choked the least, as I tweeted out. And Rory, it wasn't an easy time, as we saw him just struggle in the back nine, but he persevered, and now he's one of the all-time great golfers. He joins Gene Sarazen, Ben Hogan, Nicklaus, Player, Tiger Woods as those that have won the career Grand Slam. So congratulations to Rory, a very likable guy.
It was an emotional watch. I got to be honest. I got swept up in a little bit. I never watched golf, and then I got hooked on Full Swing, the Netflix documentary. I've seen both seasons of that, and I kind of got to know the players, and I got to see the drama behind it, and I got to see, honestly, Rory kind of champion the PGA. When the LIV tournament came in and poach a bunch of players and stuff, he kind of stayed steadfast to be the figurehead of the PGA, and it kind of seems like a full circle moment for him.
Yeah, and it seems like that documentary worked, because that was the impulse of that, to try and get people to watch more golf. It worked with you. And Rory's a big international favorite, not just in Ireland, but around the world, and especially in this country for what you talked about. So great to see him finally get that first green jacket.
For sure. The Be More Baseball podcast, Mike Bordick, Jerry Coleman, and
Nick Markakis has been our guest this past week. If you've not checked it out, please do, at the Be More Ball Pod. At the Be More Ball Pod on social media and Be More Ball Pod on YouTube. We have Jeff Rebele coming up this week, Mike Bordick's former infield teammate. A lot of tomfoolery and hijinks between those two. So it'll be good to catch up with Rebele, who owned Randy Johnson back in the day.
Wow. That's awesome to hear, Mr. Jerry Coleman at Sports. Thanks, sir.
See ya.
Sports with Coleman on 100.7 The Bay. Brought to you by HS Tech Group, Maryland's leading security and technology company. Go to hstechgroup.com. Huber in the morning on 100.7 The Bay.